So come on, Will, tell us the background. Now, can we go first with you?
Yeah.
Because you're a very interesting individual in your own right, and this is not a time to be modest. Tell us about your background.
So personally for me, I was brought up in Lancashire, on the Lancashire Mosses, and from a really young age I thought, I quite like the look of farming. We lived literally 200 yards from a farm, not from a farming background, and then got the bug really early. So that was a small 200-acre farm growing a lot of...
So just to confirm, you don't come from a farming stock. You don't have 10,000 acres tucked away
No,
top of Norfolk.
No, that would be nice. And for me, it gives you that little bit more drive because you don't have a farm to fall back onto. And from a young age, you think, okay, if I want to make a lifestyle this, I've got to get stuck in.
Yep.
Early 2000s, went to Greens of Soham. So yeah, been at Greens for over 20 years, came through the business pretty well, and just carried on with potatoes, beetroot, and in a great position now we're running the business.
And I was thinking about it on the ride up here. There's some businesses that will take a view that the futures within their existing team, grow your own, and to me, Greens of Soham have been the epitome of that, because they have grown your own with yourself and your colleagues.
Yeah, so certainly with talent, for me, the business is only as good as the staff you employ. Yep. I'm very much like to bring people through the business.
Yep.
See the potential.
And in bigging you up, you're a case in point.
Yeah.
You started off, and now you're an MD of the business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the big question: do you enjoy your job?
I do, every day. Stresses as it comes, but actually, days like today when you're in the field looking at crops, it's, it makes you think, where else would you want to be?
Yeah.
The important piece for us as well as Greens is relationship.
Yeah.
The estate we're sat on now, it's been a long time relationship we've had with the landlord.
It. Okay.
How do we invest in water?
Yeah.
What rotation? How can we invest in nutrition?
Okay.
So it's really built on relationships.
Okay. So that's a symbiotic relationship,
Yeah.
partnership, collaboration.
Yes.
That you've got. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it works well because we don't own any land in the UK. In Poland, Romania, yes, we have more secure land, but UK is very much just landlord leasing, long-term rentals, contract farming on a good rotation. Okay,
and that would only work if you had that relationship with those with those partner companies, because presumably if you were doing a bad job, they would say thank you, not for the next years.
It's similar to customers. You're only as good as yesterday's load. Which is a bit brutal, but actually it keeps us in the right place, keeps the mentality right.
Okay.
We can't afford to let customers down, same as we can't afford to let farmers down who own the land. It's about understanding, how do we put potatoes into their rotation? How do we improve soils? What's the following crop, harvest dates? How do we support them with irrigation? It's the bigger piece that we do together.
Okay, so you've got an understanding as to how the business has formed, where it is today, without revealing too many details. The 5-year, 10-year, oh my God, the 20-year plan. What's your thoughts? What's this all going to look like?
Well, the focus in the early 2000s was how do we move into Europe. So we ended up in Poland with 55,000 hectares of land that we farm out there.
Yeah.
We then had Czech Republic and then Slovakia, and now Romania still. So we were at 80,000 hectares across Europe working under Spearhead International. That's now rebranded as Top Farms Group.
Okay.
UK still Greens of Soham. And out in Europe at the minute, between Poland and Romania, we're about 50,000 hectares.
Wow.
A lot of livestock, dairy cows, cereals, potatoes. So how long that's going to continue for, we're not sure, because it's government land, and at some stage I guess they may want to get that back. But my focus is UK. And it's building good relationships with customers, with growers, and also with landlords to see where we can go to. If opportunities come for us to increase and accelerate, I'll always look at it, and we're interested in it. What I don't want to do is push the business into a growth phase which doesn't match the industry.
Not sustainable. We've all seen businesses like that.
And we had that when we were farming in Sussex. We were pushing too much product into the marketplace. So I'd like to, it's balancing around where's the sweet spot, but obviously then where's the opportunities coming.
And here comes the sustainability, carbon neutrality, the environment, water. This is a beautiful crop, but it takes a lot of water. concerns? Are you optimistic about that? Are you working towards it? Is it a problem that you're positively looking to solve, that whole conundrum?
Yeah, definitely concerned, worried. We seem to be having more extreme cycles. The crop we're studying now will have had 9 irrigation passes already.
Wow.
And we've probably got the ability for another 3, possibly 4 when we're out.
Yeah.
So it's all off reservoir water here. So it's, how can we support the landlords in investing in new reservoirs?
Yeah.
How can they invest in new networks to move water around the county?
Yeah.
I'm always looking at simplifying it, which is really difficult to do with some of these industries, whether it's environment agencies or other people, to practically we have a lot of water in the winter which no one can handle. How can we get hold of that and utilize it in the summer? Because the challenge, you grow a fantastic crop, and to have the last 2 irrigation passes taken away from you because you're out of water and see the crop fizzle away, that's no good for us.
When, just to reiterate, you knew in the winter that water was there, but there just wasn't the mechanism, or there was
huge investments, Max. To invest in that sort of infrastructure is massive. So it's that's a 5-year, 20-year plan to put that into place. So it's that commitment that we need in place with.
And you probably can't say it, but I can. This is feeding the nation, and so it is imperative that we create that system for the long term. Correct. That you've got the tools, whether that be labour, machinery, or water, to be able to grow this crop. To #feed the nation.
Correct. It is. The realisation of where the seasons are as well. It's how do we communicate that to consumers, to supermarkets, to customers. In time, it's okay. This is the problem that's coming at us in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. Without the crying wolf element of it, because I think farmers have been, ourselves included, guilty of just, it's always doom and gloom. And there is doom and gloom. It's putting it into a measured sort of discussion rather than a panic. I mean, my son is now apprentice for our business.
Is he?
So he's at Eastern College in Norwich, and he's also apprentice with Greens. And he loves farming. I look at him and think, okay, it's very similar to how I was. He's got the passion, and I can see the drive in him. So absolutely encourage people to come in. We have to eat. How do we farm and have the right regen approach to it? So it's all about rotation. It's all about other crops as well as spuds. Potatoes, we know, is hard on the land. For 6 years we've been working with different methods on how to plant potatoes. Let's not move the soil, let's go shallower. What do we do with the stone? Let's supply nutrition better, let's supply water better. But ultimately we need yields to go up as well. This whole thing around, we just had a trial down at Groundswell last week with Burgess, and great, we did it without ploughing, we did it without subsoiling, ridging, but actually it's going to be 50% yield there. So we can do it without moving soil, but we don't want to have to go and plant double the area in the UK. It's the wrong thing to do.
It's finding that happy medium.
Well, and it's the common sense piece. So,
but I knew this anyway. But what excites me is that you're looking at it, that you're doing the day to day, but you're also looking positively towards the future.
Yes.
And that a really good example with Burgess at the Groundswell event last week. You're very curious about that. You're proactive about it.
And we have to be. And a lot of our customers are working massively hard on it. So again, we're supporting them and learning from them as well.
And coming back to me and everyone dialed in, collaborations, my word of the decade. How can we help you? Everyone dialed in, whether it be in the sector or voyeuristically looking in from government or just a general consumer. How can we help you, Will? How can we help you and your colleagues at Greens of Soham?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think the sector, and this touches on CUPGRA a bit. We're going to keep introducing new varieties, and we're going to keep getting new strains of blight, and we're going to get aphid infections and everything else. So how do we keep research at the point where we're all learning from it, and the right people doing the research independently and delivering that back either through agronomists to the farmer or directly to farmer? Government level, as far as common sense, if we have a problem there and we have a problem here, but they both could complement each other, what do we need to do to put common sense in place? So farmers, I think they're always willing to invest. They're always willing, we're the optimists. Next year will be better than this year.
Long term.
It is long term. But everybody's very short term. Bigger grant projects are really difficult to get. The paperwork you go through to try and justify it and then win or not win, it's painful. But long term, sitting around the table and actually going through what are the problems, labour, staffing, attracting good people into industry is essential. Far too many years farming's never been discussed in school, still isn't. So what is it about ag that wants to attract the next generations to come on and push it further and just keep on going? So everything that's out there on social media is attracting a new audience. It's great. But actually, when they come into work, it's the old philosophy of 100 hours a week, all summer, no breaks. They're gone. People don't want that. It's about keeping families happy as well as individuals. So I think there's a lot of, and we've moved a long way in the last 10 years, but we've got further to go.
And if there were, say, specific politicians who wanted a bit of a masterclass in this sector of potatoes, presumably, and putting words in your mouth, you'd be okay to host them, to just so they on that basis of we all need to engage.
Okay, absolutely, and we assume sometimes they've got time to listen or they understand what it is they're listening to, where often it's not. So how do you get them into a real life problem and say, look, this is what we're facing, this is how we can, because life is about solutions. All our customers want solutions. Everyone we work with wants a solution. Don't just deliver a problem. So how do we work through it together? And it's not always going to involve them getting a checkbook out and shoving it to you. It's about shared risks, shared opportunities.
Collaboration. Really, what a masterclass. What's your favourite fresh produce?
Oh, difficult that. I'd say a beetroot potato salad.
Damn, I thought you were going to say avocado.
No way. Too much water involved in that.
Well done. So we'll just talk to us about this crop. What is this? What's the variety? What's it destined for, and market wise?
So this is a salad potato variety, destined for one of our main salad retailers. We've got a variety called Pia here, which is an old variety, which historically has been very good, but there's better, newer varieties available now. For us, it's all about tuber numbers. How do we maximise tuber numbers to get the right size product? So it's all about crop health, crop nutrition. A lot of this we're growing hydroponically, just the way we are for 1 year's farming. So it needs the right nutrition. We don't want to give it too much that it just keeps on powering through. But we're after a 46, 47 mil top end with a smaller fractions in the crop as well.
And for those dialed in, Will, that aren't fully aware, growing potatoes is a very complex crop. It's not just the large scale kit. In some ways you're scientists, you're agronomists, you're soothsayers, trying to predict what's going to happen with the weather and the crop.
We're almost like a doctor. We want to give the crop exactly what it needs, not too much, not too little. Water's a massive ingredient, but actually it's the work that we're doing in the winter. It's the soil structure, it's the nutrition into the crop, so it's up out the ground fast. And then combining that with the right time of year, not pushing it too much. It's little doses of jollop. That's what it needs in order to perform and then deliver.
And the end market for this crop?
So these will go into most likely Waitrose or Sainsbury's. So they'll be on the shelves in November, December time.
Wow, okay. Lovely spuddy waddies. I've got to ask you the question, do you like spuds?
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.